With Dragon Ball Super in limbo right now, not knowing if we're going to get a second season or continuation or anything in that sort, it made me actually think back about Dragon Ball Super in a whole, which was very amazing at the time. Well, it still is amazing. I still go back, I still watch it, I still enjoy it, I love it. Just watched it in the dub too, so it was great either way. But thinking back to the main, biggest thing in Dragon Ball Super was the Tournament of Power. All these universes coming together for the first time. People were always freaking out about who was going to be there, what was going to happen. They teased Jiren, and we already know what happened. Goku, Frieza, and 17 won it for everybody, but to help with their team. But that's what I want to focus about is their team in this episode. By the way, this is Nerds Make Sense, and I'm Ted. I'm going to talk to you about what I think the Tournament Power should have been like. So, whether you were a fan of Tournament Power or not, because I was a fan of Tournament Power, and there's a lot of people who weren't. Um, I met in the middle, and I seen that we have some similarities in what could have been different. For once, for one, I feel like in the Tournament Power they kind of stayed on people who didn't really matter that much. As much as I love Brienne, I don't think she should have gotten that much time. I think she should have been beaten a long time ago, and there would have been more time for anything else. I guess it was a lot. It was I don't know. At one point, a lot of people hated Brienne and her team because look how much time they took out of all of it. I mean, they were pretty. They weren't, well, in my eyes, they weren't as strong, but I still loved them. Shout out to Sailor Moon. But yeah, so a lot of stuff could have been cut out, and then a lot of stuff didn't make sense. And now, if you read the manga, dude, that was completely like within the first page, like freaking Hell Universe was just eliminated. Tien and Krillin were already eliminated like in seconds. So we're not even going to go over that and how freaking KO went berserk and took out like 4 or 5 teams or whatever. But we're going to base on let me go rewind a little bit. So I'm going to talk about who I think the lineup should have been, and it's not that big of a lineup either. I mean, it's still the same core people. You have Goku, Vegeta. Obviously you have to have Gohan. Obviously you have to have 17 and 18, and then after Master Roshi, I'll take Master Roshi too because Master Roshi did a great job. But who and Piccolo? Piccolo would stay as well because he had that good fight with Gohan and the other Namekians, even though that's probably all Piccolo did. But anyways, but I'll give him that because I still rewatched that part. But two people I don't think that should have been here, and I get what they were trying to do with the Z Fighters, like bring them back. But if you can't bring all the Z Fighters there, then I don't think you should bring all of them. So I think Krillin and Tien should have not been there. Like I get it, I get it, dude. Like Krillin is the main Z fighter, but he really didn't do anything. And I mean, you could say he did something, right? I mean, he teamed up with 18 to do that little whatever, the stench thing with the Sue and the blind guy, the Fox dude. But right after that, he was eliminated, like right off the bat. And and I get it. What they were faced against, Tien and Krillin would never have made it that far. I get it, but if you're just gonna put him in there just because you don't know who else to put in there, in which I have some good ideas who you should put in there. Obviously, it's pretty obvious, but just don't throw him in there to fail, dude. Because it's just like Yamcha. Yamcha has just been a joke this whole time, and yes, I understand what he's been through. Yes, I get it, but he's still a strong human fighter, and even in the Dragon Ball Super manga right now, which is continuing with the Moro arc, he's actually putting in work right now, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, he could do that!" Like, yes, he can do that. Why wouldn't he be able to do that? You know what I'm saying? But anyways, getting off topic. So, I would, in my opinion, would take out Krillin and Tien, and obviously the first person I would put back is Majin Buu. Now, bear with me. I get why Majin Buu was not in this. All right, he was infinite stamina, could take no damage. We've seen that when he fought the Fox dude. I want to say it's Basil, but I don't think it's Basil. I don't know what his name is. The Red Fox dude. We've seen that he took power. He could lose body limbs. He could regenerate. I get it. He was broken to a point, but I don't think he was that broken where Jiren couldn't get rid of him in a minute. And I'll get over to why I think I'll tell you how he would have been a cool factor he would have played and how he would have got eliminated. So if Majin Buu was in there, obviously he would be like a tough guy and everything. So let's fast forward a little bit through this Tournament of Power arc to where Kale and Caulifla are fighting Goku. She wants to be Super Saiyan 3. They're tag teaming him, right? Whatever. And they get him and he's out. Remember, he went Super Saiyan 3 and he's out of power and whatnot. So at that point, he goes. They fuse together to fight him, and he goes Ultra Instinct Sign. But I want to erase that whole part because I feel like, as much as a Goku fan I am, there's a little bit too much of, oh, we know Goku's gonna go Ultra Instinct. Like, we get it. Like, the dun 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 dun, or the slow motion, or the black backdrop. We get it. Like, I wanted to see it more than anyone else, and I love to see him in it. And the way he eliminated Kefla was so fresh. But let me bring it back just for my argument's sake, and let's go back to how I think. So, Goku and Vegeta, Goku is being attacked by Kale and Caulifla, and he's out of stamina, and Gohan comes in. I don't know where Gohan's at in this situation. Honestly, I don't remember. But Gohan, he literally did least of anything. But Gohan comes in and defends Goku, right? He knows that his dad is hurt. He needs stamina, needs to recharge. So Gohan comes and tries to fight it, just like in the manga, because Gohan's the one that helped eliminate Kefla in the manga. Shout out to that. I mean, if you like that or not, that's kind of crazy. But yeah. So he's here and he's about to fight Kefla, just like the anime, just like the manga. But then he calls over Majin Buu. Now Majin Buu will come over and they'll help. And Majin Buu obviously never has worked with Gohan, but it would have been cool, and I don't know if they can do this, or if Majin Buu can still do this, but a cool thing that would have been awesome, because when they fused with Kefla, when they fused for Kefla, it was a shout out to, like, oh, shout out to Vegito, even though we did a shout out to Vegito in the last arc with Trunks. So it would have been very cool in this sense, is if Gohan said, hey, Majin Buu, can you still absorb people? And Majin Buu would be like, yeah, I think so, because I want you to absorb me so we could become one, so they could be super Majub again. I mean, what? Buhan. It could be Buhan again. I said Majub? Well, what the hell am I? So they could be Buhan again. If you don't know what that is, when Super Buu absorbed Gohan, and he became Buhan, which is short for Majin Buu Gohan absorbed. I don't know what you want to call that, but that would be a really cool flash shout out to Dragon Ball Z as well, and it'll be a mirror image of Vegito and Buhan versus Kefla and Buhan, which would be really cool. I don't know if they can still do that. That would be really cool in my sense if that would have happened, because that would have been a bigger thing than seeing Vegito in my sense, seeing Buhan come back, but an actual good Buhan, because I feel like at this point Gohan would be like more in control. I mean, Gohan doesn't have anything to do with it, honestly. He might be awake in the pod, but I don't know how that works or anything. I'm just speculation and opinions and just going off what I want. So there's that. So if you got an argument, go ahead, leave it in the comment. So Gohan and Buu absorbs Gohan, makes Buhan. They start fighting, and in this sense, they'll probably fight it out. It'll probably be a good fight. You know, Buhan will probably get a redemption, because the Buhan was like the biggest Majin Buu other than Kid Buu out there, and I think when Z happened. But that would be really cool to see them fight out. It would be a good shout out to Z. But then, you know, they'll eventually eliminate Kefla. But then, so this is how I think Buhan will get eliminated. So during that fight, if I remember correctly, Jiren was meditating, because he was like, oh yeah, Goku's done. Like, I just whooped that dude's ass. Like, he's done. So during the fight, I think if I remember correctly, Jiren's feeling power, and I guess he could sense the power of Buhan, because now Gohan should be stronger now. Eesh, that's something to say. And then with the power of Majin Buu, obviously he's getting power, and then with Kefla powering up, you know, he senses it, and then Buhan eliminates Kefla. He spits him out, or whatever you want to call it, and they're talking, and Jiren comes out, grabs Buu, and then tosses him off the edge, like in an instant, and then he shoots the blast and shoots him off the edge. That's the only way I see Majin Buu, because originally I was gonna say that the Pride Trooper, the one that was able to make barriers, I was gonna say that maybe Jiren sort of like shoots him, and then, you know, he becomes little pieces, and she capsules it up and pushes him off the edge. But I think she's eliminated about that time. But so this is the only way I see Jiren getting Majin Buu out of the ring, is if he just throws him off in a full speed and then shoots him off, and so he can't get out of that. But it's not killing him; it's just pushing him off the edge. And that's the only way. And if you're upset with that and you're okay with freaking how Tien and Krillin got let out without doing anything versus what I just told you, which he actually did something and then get eliminated, I guess, I mean, you could be mad at that, but that's the only way I can see Majin Buu. And this is another reason why Majin Buu isn't in the Tournament of Power, because there's not really a win ratio, like, a for sure win with him. Like, that's just speculation, in my opinion, of how he would have got eliminated by Jiren. And then after that, the rest of the anime would have just, just would have piled on to how it was originally. And so that's who that's why I think Majin Buu should have came back. That would have been a cool thing to see Buhan and the Kefla and the shout out to Z and everything. Because at this point, Super was a lot of fan service because you got Trunks. And the reason why I didn't say Trunks in this is because he had his arc. He was fan service as well. And on top of that, they had that thing where he couldn't travel back in time. And I don't think they could have wished the Dragon Balls to... I don't think they could have wished the Zenos to forget, because I think Shenron would be like, oh, hell no, I ain't messing with that, because if he finds out, I'm dead. So there's all that. I didn't want to get into that. This was like an easy one for me. So the second person, which I think should have been, who should have replaced Tien and or, Krillin, would be Bardock. Now, Bardock, see, this one's iffy as well, because obviously Frieza remembers Bardock, because that's canon, because it's in the Namek Saga, because when he sees Goku after he beats up Vegeta, he remembers the whole thing. And Bardock was in the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie that came after the Tournament of Power. But it would have been cool to see him in the Tournament of Power. And how I think that would go is like this. I feel like if they didn't find Tien and they already had Boo set for set-ins, I feel like they would have did the whole thing where they revived Frieza, and then at that meeting when they brought him back and they're all arguing, I feel like they'll be talking about like we need one more person. I don't know who it should be. And then I feel like Frieza would be like, well, Goku, what about your father? He was a good warrior. And he was like, my father, I never knew my father. He was like, yes, your father. And he'll tell the story about how your father tried to fight me, but I murked him and sent him back in time when he became a Super Saiyan. But I'm just kidding. Your father tried to stop me, but I stopped him, and when I blew up your planet. That's what he should have said, and then they would have been like, "What? Well, was Goku's father a good guy or not?" And then Frieza could have been like, "Well, the Saiyans worked for me, did a lot of bad things." So Goku would wish that his father would be back. Now, if that's a good thing or not, that's up to you guys. I feel like it would have worked, and then he would have wished for Bardock to come back. I don't even know if they use the Dragon Balls in this, since I didn't think about that far. But some way, shape, or form, Bardock would have came back. Goku would have talked to him, and then he was like, "Oh, you're my son. I can tell. You look just like me. You look just like the child. Blah blah blah." Yeah, and this would have been a good one for Goku because Vegeta had that nod of with I already forgot that boy Kaba and in the same planet. That's in Universe 6. He got that shadow. But Goku, this would have been good development for Goku. Because Goku has never, ever needed to think about his dad. He never needed to think about Bardock or where he came from. Other than when Vegeta came. And even when Vegeta came, Goku's like, oh, that's cool. Alright then. But he really didn't care. But this would have been good development for Goku as well, to learn who his father was and what his father did. And how he's sort of similar like his father. And how his father was probably... not even probably was a bad person. He killed people and stole planets, but at the end he knew that what he was doing was wrong and he needed to do something about it. And they're sort of similar of how they have that justice thing where Goku needs to fight evil, and Bardock was evil and needed to redeem himself in a way. So Vegeta got that stuff with Kaba and with the same planet, just like his father. So it would be cool if Bardock was there for Goku and he could see how strong Goku was. But then that will also cause problems because Frieza was there, and Bardock obviously doesn't like Frieza. And then what's his other guy's name? Frost was there as well. And yeah, so that would have been that. I don't know exactly how Bardock would have played in this, but other than him being a strong warrior, they could have, if you don't believe that Bardock going Super Saiyan was canon or not, they could have just redid a thing where he went Super Saiyan against probably Frost maybe, or anybody in particular. He could have fought Goku and it would be cool because Goku, I know in Dokkan Battle, Goku and Bardock's Super Saiyan God Goku and Bardock Super Saiyan have the same super attack, which is like a like a Dragon Fist sort of thing. It would have been cool if they both did a double Dragon Fist together, and that would have been how Goku would have did it when he went Ultra Instinct Sign for the first time and like did that last charge with the fist. He probably would have got it from his father, and then that would have been a cool thing. And then on top of that, that would have been some closure for Bardock, because Bardock really didn't get to see. Yeah, so the Bardock movie's not. Is Bardock movie canon? I don't know. I don't know about that. I guess you could say it is. Well, no, it wouldn't now, right? Because they just redid that in Super. So whatever. So he really didn't see his son, how strong his son can be, and he's seen that if he sees that he's willing to work with Frieza and how strong he is, maybe he should work together as well. And that's just it. Like this being Bardock's little closure that he knew that his lineage went on. Obviously, he knows that his son became a strong warrior, even though he was low class, like supposed to be low class. He was able to defeat Frieza and at the same time work with him, even though knowing, he just knows he did it. He just knows that his son is doing great, and that would have been great closure. Now, the same thing for at the end. Like, I really don't have Bardock fighting anybody in particular. I mean, he could fight anyone he wants, and he would have went Super Saiyan. But my thing is that they use Bardock for so much stuff outside of like the anime. They use them for Xenoverse. They use them in the TCG card game. They make him go Super Saiyan 3. If they use all that, I want to see Bardock in a canon other than the movie. I would like to see him there. And this would have paid off in the Super movie, because if people didn't watch the Bardock movie, or people just got into Dragon Ball Z and then they seen Bardock and they didn't even go into the brief, like the history of what happened to Bardock, and then they would have just seen it in the Broly movie later that year. You know what I'm saying? That would have been so cool to see. But like, oh, this is Bardock. This is why he was in Tournament Power. Look at him go. He died right there. He was a real G. But yeah, but like fighting in particular, like I had for Buhan, I really don't know who he could have fought, honestly, or who he probably could have fought anyone he honestly wanted, I guess. And then the way he got eliminated will probably just because he just lost. Like, I don't have he's not that hard to get out. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he would have been dragged off by the bugs or anything. But I feel like for the sake of how this ended, how the Tournament Power ended, he had to get eliminated before. Man, probably before the Kefla fight. The Kefla fight but what if he got eliminated by Rebrian? No, that would have took away from 18's thing. He had to get eliminated somewhere before that. Maybe he was the one that helped Roshi. Oh, that would have been awesome! What if Bardock sacrificed himself to beat that guy from Universe 2, the spy, the one that turned into Turkey, or he gave up his energy so he could die, so Master Roshi could live, because Master Roshi was basically that father figure for Goku, and to repay him for helping his son do all that. I mean, as nonsense as that sounds, no nonsense, that would have been a really cool payoff as well. That would have been the full circle. So Bardock would have came back, got to meet his son, got to understand that if his son was able to trust Frieza, that he was able to trust Frieza, and that even though he knew that Frieza blew up his planet and then beat it Frieza and then led him to be on a team, that his son had a good sense of judgment. Like, he knew that he was strong enough to beat him, he knew that he could stop him, and he knew that he could trust him. And then after that, come full circle, and then when Master Roshi went out and Goku was fighting that sludge guy and he couldn't get out, Bardock came and says, You're the one who taught my son how to fight and watched my son as a kid. And they could have mentioned that when Bardock came back, whatever, fill in the gaps, guys. So he would have been like, I understand what you did. I seen you fight, and I see how you're a strong warrior, even though you're not a Saiyan. You're still a strong human, or whatever. He was take my life, so you could live, and that's how he would have exited the thing. Because I don't think Bardock would have wanted to come back like that. And so you know how Frieza was brought back at the end of it. I don't think Bardock would have went to. I feel like they could have offered it to him, and he would have been like, no, I'm good. I lived my life. I did what I had to do. I know that my son would take care of things. That's that's fucking beautiful. Oh my goodness. That's a bunch of nonsense, but that's probably another dumb way for Bardock to go out. But giving his life for the guy who took care of his son is probably a good way for Bardock to go out. That's sort of the classy guy I feel like Bardock is. because even though he knew that he would probably never see his son again, but that's how I feel like he would have go out. Hey man, if you got a better way, hey, if you guys are upset or you don't like what I say about this, I understand. This is just a bunch of speculation, opinions, and just a bunch of like theories I have. But if you don't like what I have to say, I understand because it is nonsense. Tell me what you guys think. How these guys, if Majin Buu and Bardock would come back, tell me how you guys think this would have been different because that would have been great. Trunks couldn't be there obviously, but because Trunks already has his little fanboy arc. So, and then yeah, the rest is history. How it ended. That's what I think. So let me know, guys. Do you guys think that's cool ways for Majin Buu and to Bardock to become back into the? Well, Buu needed to come back because bro, they teased that boy too much. He can't be sleeping all that time. And bro, Buu was hit, bro. Buu was thin, bro. He was fighting Goku. Remember that before he fell asleep? That was fresh. That was fresh. That was dangerous. But yeah, but that would have been very cool, guys. If you like me talking like this and like these little speculation videos, I guess I could try to do more. Shout out to you guys who liked the Itachi and Sasuke one. By the way, it's not that I don't like it. Don't like Sasuke. Sasuke is a really good guy and cool character and everything. I get it, but just that little instance of he would have had his demise without Itachi. But I really appreciate you guys like it. I don't know. Last time I seen it was like 26 views. Really cool. I really appreciate you guys. I really do love doing these videos for you guys. More videos should be coming soon. And oh, by the way, really quick before I end it, the reason why I haven't been posting videos is because I had to wipe my PS4, and so when I had because of corrupted whatever, and since I had to wipe it, all my clips were gone. So I've been fucking going hard in Apex Legends, as you can see. If you like this, hey, if you guys like these clips, let me know because I'll post it on the channel. But I have to hurry up and go hard and get some more clips. So shout out to everyone who's playing Apex Legends with me. I know I'm annoying, but you guys are good. Thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if you guys like videos like this. Tell me what kind of videos you want me to do because I'm just gonna go off stuff from my head. Like I did Naruto, did Dragon Ball Z. I don't know what I'm gonna do next. Yeah, I appreciate you guys. I hope you guys are staying safe during these crazy times. Be safe, love one another, and be kind. Because yeah, you wouldn't want no one to do that to your mom, right? Be mean to your mom and everything, right? Unless you're mean. That's really mean. You love your mom. You love your family. Anyways, I'm out of here, guys. Take it easy. Catch you guys later. Bye bye. Shoot, I forgot. Wait, one thing. Streaming will come back soon, obviously. I've been saying that, but things are becoming up. Like I told you before, my streams are becoming playing Naruto. I'm thinking about skipping the first Naruto and going to the second Naruto because I don't know. There's too much nonsense in the first one that I don't remember. But I'll probably go to the second one and continue that. But thank you for being patient. I know Josh is streaming Final Fantasy. I'm thinking about streaming Persona. I don't know, but that's a whole different thing. Like I told you guys. But thanks for keeping up with us, guys. We really appreciate everything you do. Thanks for the comments. Thank you for the likes, and thank you for yourself. Thank you for being you. I'll catch you guys later for real. Bye.